Morning you guys, it's Karen and I'm here to do another Tretinoin update. Retinoid is the one I'm using, 0.025%. I should probably start numbering these videos so that you guys can follow the progress. It's 3 months now that I've been using this, and I think the last update I did for you was at 6 weeks. And I was feeling frustrated with what was happening to my skin as a result of using this, which is, you know, a repeating story for a lot of people. A lot of you guys, there was a lot of comments on that video and a lot of you thought I was moving too fast. So I sort of had a look and I thought, you know, in terms of what most people do, I don't feel like I was, because a lot of people start at 0.05%, and I've started at 0.025%. I wasn't using it every day. I was using it, well, I started off every other day and then I went to every 3 days. And I think 0.025% every 3 days, which is exactly the same as using 0.5% once a week, I didn't feel like that was too fast. Especially since I had used retinol, you know, for a few months beforehand. So really my skin should have been somewhat acclimatized. However, like I said, I read all the comments and had to think about it. And clearly where you guys were right was that it was too fast for me. Everybody's skin is different, and I think this is what we've got to remember. And for me, that was just, it was producing results that were making me miserable, to be honest, because my makeup was just, it wasn't that my skin was irritated, because it wasn't irritated. Surprisingly, my neck wasn't red and angry looking as it has been before on retinol. It wasn't irritated and it wasn't even peeling or anything on my neck, but my face skin, it wasn't just the peeling, it was that my makeup for most of the time, other than maybe 1 or 2 days in a week, looked patchy and, well, you saw on that last video, it wasn't attractive looking at all. And I felt like my skin was so dry that I had to spend a lot of time really like throwing things at it that were really, really greasy, and it wasn't a fun experience to do that. Although, you know, often it was successful, but I was spending a lot of my time babying my skin constantly, you know, and then I felt like my skin was showing the signs of dryness. So like my crow's feet just, it looked more pronounced. So I reduced it to once a week. I thought, you know, I'm not even going to reduce it for twice a week, because that was pretty much what I was doing when I was every 3 days. I'm just going to use it once a week. So from that last video until just about a week ago, I have been using this one night a week. I've been using it on a Saturday night, and much, much better. I haven't had any peeling. I haven't had any dry skin. Or I haven't had any dry skin as in it feeling tight or dehydrated or looking as bad, and my makeup has looked much better and sat much better on my skin. And so I thought, right, okay, I'm seeing barely any side effects from using it once a week. It's a very low dose. Let me add in one more night again. Let me use it on a Wednesday as well as a Saturday, because that would have been 5 weeks that I've been using it once a week. So last week I used it twice. I used it on the Saturday and then I used it on the Wednesday, and then a few days after that my skin was just peeling again, but I did use the lactic acid and that's taken away all of the flakies and that's helped a lot. But overall I can just as soon as I use it twice, I can see that I'm back to thinking, no, I can see more crow's feet and my skin doesn't look great. I feel like it makes me look more haggard. And in videos it's difficult for you guys to see, you know, because of the lights that do wonderful things. Let me show you, if I switch this light out, you'll need to wait for the other lights to kick in. Can you see how the difference of light and not light? But at the same time, because it's dark, you can't really see my face. Let me open that blind. That's a bit better, isn't it? So you can see with the light on, your skin looks much, much better, doesn't it? You know, it does a certain something. Anyway, what was my point in telling you that? I suppose it was just that a lot of you have been telling me that my skin looks great, and I suppose what I'm saying is a lot of that I think is the lighting, and that I choose to video when my skin is at that stage where it's looking good with makeup on it. But using it once a week, I'm barely noticing any side effects, other than I do still think my skin looks drier, has more wrinkles and looks more haggard. So thus far I'm not seeing any benefit or positive results from using this, but that doesn't concern me, because if you've seen any of my videos on the ingredient tretinoin, then you'll know that I wouldn't expect to see anything until at least 3 months, but more likely 6 months, and the best results would be at a year. So it's kind of from now going forward that I would be looking for, has anything changed? You know, is there any less fine lines, etc., etc. But only using 0.025 once a week, again, isn't going to have outstanding results. So I don't think there's going to be a massive change for me. But at the 6 month mark, maybe even before that, maybe the next update I do for you, I will take some pictures and see what we can see, you know, what the difference is at that point. When this runs out, I am going to move immediately on to using the 0.5%, which will probably get me in trouble with you guys. You'll be like, no, too quick. But I'm going to use up the ones that I've got, and I've got the 0.5% and I've got the 0.1%. This is probably going to take another, let's see, if I've been using this 3 months, it's going to take another month, isn't it, to use this. I would expect at that point to be able to use a 0.5%. I'm only going to use it once a week. And the other thing I want to say is when I first got the tretinoin, I bought the 0.1% first. So I want to use these bottles up. I'm keeping them in the fridge. I don't yet have the answer as to whether that is the best thing to do. Some people don't think it is. That's something I want to investigate myself. But I got the 0.1% first, and I did try it on my skin, and my skin peeled crazily in a couple of days. I only used it that once. But apart from that peeling, my skin actually felt good. So I don't know whether that was just a fluke, whether it's because I wasn't using it regularly, whether there's different ingredients in that 1%, maybe there's a higher percentage of emollients, I don't know. But I am going to go from this, when this runs out, I'm going to use the 0.05% once a week. Even if I was using this twice a week and my skin was okay, I'm still going to use that one once a week at first and see how I get on. I had a few comments on the video about where to get tretinoin in the UK, and when I do my updates, you guys ask me, well, where do you get it from? And I didn't really understand them, because one of them was saying to me that I shouldn't be encouraging people to buy from India, and they phone you and ask for your credit card or something like that. I didn't link or talk about any site from India. There is the one in Andorra, and that's where I got this from. And I think it's called Pharmacia Tristania or Tristania. And it was linked, and I'll link it here. And that's where I got all 3 tubes of this. And then I got another one from eBay, but as I said at the time, they had gone by the time I even did the video, so it's not something I linked. So the only one I linked was the Pharmacia in Andorra, and then Skin Store, which is in the UK, and they do Abaji tretinoin, that's something I think I would consider. After going through these 3 tubes, if they hadn't worked for me, I would consider using Abaji tretinoin, because different brands of tretinoin might work better for you depending on the other ingredients in there. So although I tried it twice a week last week, I'm going back to once a week this week, because like I said, it just instantly, my skin wasn't looking nice and I wasn't happy with it. And that the key is to be at a level where you're not unhappy with your skin, otherwise everybody would just stop using it. But not only did I change to using it once a week, I changed the way I was using it. So what I was doing before was cleanse and toning my face, waiting for it to dry pretty much, and then I was putting some of this on all over my face and neck, and I was then leaving it for about half an hour before putting something else on. I am now putting this on and leaving maybe a couple of minutes just for it to sink in, and then going on and putting on either a really rich moisture cream or an oil or both, just really rich moisturizing, hydrating ingredients immediately on top of this. What I haven't had from you guys, and I'll ask the question again in case people missed it, but nobody has been able to say why they would continue using this. So I know there's a lot of you have been using it for a year or more, or years, and you continue to do so. And of the responses I got, a lot of people were saying that they still peel, but I want to know what benefits people have seen on their skin. And I don't think I have, from memory, got anybody saying, my skin just felt amazing after a year of using it, or I noticed there was no lines. I think we've all seen the results on, people like Angie from Hot and Flashy, and there's a couple of other YouTubers that we've seen pictures and we've seen results of, that their fine lines look a lot better, and maybe discoloration is a bit better and texture is a bit better. But I wondered if there's any viewers that can tell me why you continue to use it, I would hope to achieve that my pores were less visible, but I wouldn't expect much in that area because my vitamin C from The Ordinary takes care of that. I would hope to see less hooding, and that's the results that Angie has had, but she's also had Fraxel and, you know, or was it Fraxel? She had laser treatment anyway. And that's, and maybe a bit of a younger looking neck using this, but that's what I'd be looking for. And if I did get those results, then that may be something that would encourage me to continue using whatever strength I'm comfortable with. But, you know, if my skin is going to look eternally dry, then it wouldn't be something I would continue using. That's where I'm at just now, and that's where I will continue to be until that tube runs out, and then I'll come back after I've been using the 0.5 for a little while and let you know what's going on then. So probably in another 6 weeks, I would say. Let me know where you are in your journey. It's really interesting to see how everybody is doing, because everybody's at a different stage. You know, like I said, some of you have been using it for years. Some of you are fairly new to it like me, or like myself, I also used Differin in the past, and some of you are preferring to use Differin, adapalene, over Tretinoin. Some of you don't want to use Tretinoin because of the scares. So yeah, please let me know how you're getting on. Makeup today is the Lancome Teint Idole Ultra Foundation in 010. On my eyes is the Bare Minerals Quad in the Dream Sequence. Lips, Barry M liquid lipstick in First Date, and then I used just a NYX lipstick, which I can't see, in 617 on top. And the blush is Haze from Glossier. It's that cream blush. I can't remember the name of it. They've got a specific name for it. Earrings, River Island. Necklace, River Island. And that's everything. Thank you so much for watching today, and I'll speak to you soon.